in to another OG NBA playoff episode. We got the whole gang here, and NBA has been treating me nicely, so I'm excited to try to keep it going here. I want to go around the horn. I'm gonna pass it to Dutchy. Um, Nice to have you back. I know you were back last show, but it's always good when everybody's here on the show. I like talking to everybody because we've been capping so long together. It's like you cap the cappers, and you know everybody confidence level is. So good to have you here, Dutch. How you doing? How's NBA been treating you?
The NBA is a hell of a drug. Hey, looking at the plugs. Yeah, man. Good to be back with y'all. Good to be back. Hey, man. Shit. As we just said offline, went on vacay. Shit, man, my ass should have stayed on vacay, god damn it. Because since I've been back, I ain't been able to get shit right. Overthinking it, it is what it is. We talked about it on Tuesday. I said, ain't no motherfucking way I'm betting Indiana with the way they got on the bus with them motherfucking outfits. We watched the game 2 times and ended up going to the window with motherfucking Indiana +5. And we seen what the fuck happened, But if you live, we talked about it. When the Knicks get down, bet them. If you did that, you got some money back. But fortunately, overthinking things a little too much. Denver Monday night fucked with me a little bit. Tuesday, Tuesday was clear. You were right, man. Scary ski, with the OKC, easy Thunder buddy up. I mean, Luka ain't right. We'll talk about that tonight. So yeah, it's been a humbling week. It's been a humbling week. I'll stand on that. But we know what we do here. We break it down like a motherfucking pound. And hopefully we will hit them straight over the head. That's what I'm looking for. Good to be back with the boys. Good to be back with everyone in the chat. Let's get some money, man.
Let's get to it. Babano, has NBA continued to be well for you? What have you thought of what you've seen so far?
Yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, if you're Indiana, you're feeling kind of sick to your stomach. You could have been up 2-0, in New York with the 2 games that you really could have. No, total serious with that. They could be up 2-0 in this series. Very least 1-1 split. Going back to the old field house there, I keep thinking of it as the Conseco field house way back in the day, but it shows you how old I am. But no, but they had a chance to be up 2-0 in that series. They had extensive leads, big leads in game 1 and in game 2, and were not able to close the deal. And last night was really the worst one. They had a tremendous first half. They were lighting things up against the Knicks, and you just can't be that flat, that ill-prepared to keep playing coming out of halftime. You just can't. You can't give a team like that the kind of life that the Pacers did right at the beginning of the third quarter. I mean, the Knicks went on that run, first 4 minutes, and all of a sudden the lead's down to 3. And right then you figured it's going to get away from Indiana, and sure enough, it did. So it was frustrating because I had the over. I split in the game last night, but I should add Indiana team total instead of Indiana plus the points, and that's a lesson learned the rest of the series. When I like Indiana, and to be honest, I do like Indiana in game 3. I do think that's going to be a good spot for them. They've been good at home. They've scored points at home. It's team total the rest of the way for Indiana. I'm done taking them plus points, laying points, whatever the case may be, because their defense is just not consistent enough, not good enough for 48 minutes consistently to get stops when they need it. And they showed it again in the second half last night and in the fourth quarter in the final few minutes when the Knicks put it away. So split last night, but lesson learned. If I like Indiana moving forward, we're not betting the point spread. We're betting the team total. That's the way to go.
Yeah, I guarantee you I won't be laying 7 points, but even though I think about it, I feel like they've been covering those games, but I can't push confirm and you laying 7, even if I like them for Indiana, just because of the defense. But Wham Bam, how you doing, bro? Always good to have you here. What you thinking about the NBA?
Oh man, nah, bro. I love y'all to death, man. Happy to be here as well. Shout out to my guy Babano, Dutch, and my guy Skee, of course, holding it down with this great show, great channel, great content for y'all all throughout the week. Shout out to Cheshire Cat, the Real Deal Prime, Tony, Chill Will. You already know Peasy. What it do, man? We up in here, man. And yes, man, this game is kind of the one that we thought was gonna be stretched out here. And I'm obviously, Babano, you're right on. Indiana should be kicking themselves. I think the starting this off of the thing that shocked me is that they're shooting 47% from 3 in this series. The Knicks are, and they're shooting 41% from 3. They're both shooting well. All these games are going well over. Great call with the over in that last game there. And the Knicks, man, 125 points so far in this fucking series. Those first 2 games, that's the average there. And the thing is, the appalling Underdog. Shout out to Underdog for tweeting this out. They said when TJ McConnell's on the court, the Pacers are plus 19. When he's off the court, I'm sorry, when he's on the bench, When he's off the court, they're minus 32. Tyrese Halliburton, man, what superpowers is gone. I know he getting the Supermax money, you know what I'm saying? I know he hurt, but you know, a lot of guys hurt right now. It's the playoffs, bro. So it is what it is, but it just doesn't seem like he's as engaged as he was in the series. As engaged as Josh Hart, not at all. What Josh Hart's averaging just what 1 assist less than Tyrese Halliburton. That's fucking crazy for the first 2 games. We're not expecting that, and it's going to allow Jalen Brunson just to do whatever he has to do. It's obviously doing everything he can. 36 points so far. So, yeah, man, I think that's the most interesting series for sure. And then obviously we're going to talk about that other game today that I'm mostly interested in. So, let's get right to it, man. I'm happy to be here with y'all, bro.
One thing I'll say about that is I love Hallie. I really do. He not looking like he got that dog in him. He not looking like it to me. So first game up, we'll go rotation order, not the first game in time order. Dallas and OKC opened up Thunder minus 4.5. I feel like it's been moving back and forth, but the consensus right now is minus 4.5. Total looks like 218. And we know Luka's banged up. He's going to be on the injury report. Obviously, no Maxi Kleber. I'm coming to Dutch first with this one, man. Luka, he's out there damn near on one leg. He got no lift on his threes. Can't really jump to get a rebound. But he's still, we still seen him do some things. That knee was bad last series. Can he do enough to overcome this young, talented OKC squad?
Man, oh man. Yeah, this one hurts a little bit because my boy Luka the motherfucking Don. They asked what's wrong with him in the chat. You said it. He got one motherfucking leg. I thought he looked a little bit better game 6. Well, I thought wrong because game 1 against OKC, this motherfucker did not look right. And the problem is he still think he Luka the motherfucking Don. That's the problem. Like you still think you look, and his teammates, I don't know. I seen you never know what the fuck's real now. All these fake ass Twitter accounts, AI, you can't even know if the fucking female's real or not. But I seen something about, the team, it is a little happy. It's a relief when Luka goes to the bench. Now these motherfuckers might actually get a chance to share the ball a little, play the game, because we know Luka, he gets his assists, but he's so very ball dominant. But usually he's knocking down these 25, 30-foot threes. He's getting and ones. He's kicking out. He's doing this thing. 19 points, 19 motherfucking points. This motherfucker wakes up with 19. God damn it. So let me tell you this: Luka is not right, and OKC is literally the complete opposite right now. They're feeling themselves, absolutely feeling themselves. From top to bottom. Look at that cat Wiggins. You see him out there. He led the team at halftime in points. They played defense. They play great team defense. To me, as we talked about on Tuesday, the toughness level was going to be definitely on Dallas' side. But the athleticism is clearly on OKC. They can run these boys out the gym athletically, especially with a hobble Luka. It don't look right. It just don't look right. I don't think that. I was honestly hoping Luka would sit tonight and get back to Dallas and make this game a series. I think they get ran out the gym tonight. I did bet the 5. I'm on the Thunder tonight, man. And I honestly will not watch this game until tomorrow morning because I don't like rooting against my guy. I just don't, to be quite honest with you. I don't like the vibe. So I won't watch this game. I'm hoping that the Thunder, most people won't have to watch this game after the third quarter. That's what I'm fucking hoping. But yeah, I just think personally they run them out the gym. They're too deep. They're playing team basketball. And number one, the head of the snake ain't right, man. And when you're that dominant and you're that good and Luka the motherfucking Don, and believe me, he is, it's going to affect the Dallas Mavericks. And OKC is out to prove they're the number 1 seed. They get a lot of slack. This is the weakest 1 seed we've ever seen in the West. They heard that noise. Shai's the first player to average 30 points and number 1 seed, I believe they said, in 40 years not to get the MVP. Joker, gets it again. So does the team rally around Shai? They don't do a fucking press conference without him. So I would expect a huge, huge game from the OKC tonight. And Shai had 29, 9, and 9, and it wasn't even a great game. Our boy from Hamilton could talk about that. He turned the ball over a little bit, but still 29 and 9. You know what I mean? So Williams didn't even have that great of a game. They could be even better than game 1, which is kind of scary. So OKC -5, it's good money.
I don't know if I've ever heard this. Honestly, I'm
Sorry,
not
man.
gonna lie.
He's lost
I'm
faith in
shocked.
his Mavs and Luka the Don for now, for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm shocked. But Ian, it's your boy on the other side, the Hamilton kid.
Yeah.
I mean, they look pretty damn good so far. You think they could do it again?
Like I said, I'm sitting back for most of this series and watching it play out. I have no need to bet a side. I've got futures for both to win the conference, to win the NBA championship. So, but I'd be reluctant to take Dallas even in a bounce back spot. I did take Dallas in game 2 off a bad game 1 loss against the Clippers, but Clippers ain't no Thunder right now, not even close. You look at this Thunder team. I'm going to just say it again because I've said it all along about them. SGA is the headliner. He's the main event. He's the star attraction. He's awesome. He's from my hometown. He's tremendous. We get it. 29 points again in game 1, averaging 30 per game. But let's give some love to Chet Holmgren. Let's give some love to Jalen Williams. Let's give some love to a tremendous perimeter defender in Lou Dort, as he's called. Josh Giddey, Wiggins stepping up. And that's a bonus there. And Aaron Wiggins is going to give you 16 points off the bench. That's when you know it's going to be tough to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. They guard, they rebound, they defend. They share the basketball. It's not a me team. SGA is not a me player. It's always been about the team first with him, with this Oklahoma City team. They play as a great team. They've got depth. And right now, Dallas, the concern is, look, Luka's not 100%. How effective is he going to be? I think if Dallas is going to cover this number and win games at the moment, Kyrie's going to have like a 35, 40-point night. That kind of like incredible night. And he's capable of it. Which is why, from a prop standpoint, there are a couple of Dallas props I do like, even though I think the Thunder, I don't want to say the Thunder for sure will win or cover, but I'm not stepping in front of OKC, and especially on this home court. That home court is back to the level of where it was in the playoffs a decade ago when KD was there and James Harden, a young James Harden, was there, and Russell Westbrook. Remember those glory days of OKC? Scotty Brooks was coaching them, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Russell Westbrook. And those great teams they had in OKC, and that crowd was just so much a big-time factor for the Thunder, and it's looking like that again right now. So that's a very tough home court to beat them in right now. I'm not betting a side. I'm going to take a small shot on this over, though. I know under in game 1, and look, it was on pace to go over, and then Oklahoma City turned it up defensively. Dallas fell way behind, and then I don't think the onus was on Dallas to keep fighting the good fight. The pace died off late. It stayed under the total. I'd take a chance to go over 218. I do have a small bet on that. There are a couple props I like. I was going back and forth because with Luka, you'd like to believe in him here in a spot like this off a loss, over 30.5 points, and getting snubbed for the MVP. You know, that's another reason you'd like to bet Luka Doncic here tonight. But I just don't know if he's 100%. So I'm going back and forth. Do I take Luka over points? Do I take Kyrie? I think the safer option is probably Kyrie Irving because Luka was 6 for 19. Shooting the basketball, 19 points in game 1, 5 turnovers. That, again, is another sign he ain't right. 5 turnovers for Luka Doncic in game 1. So I'd probably feel a little bit better about Kyrie having to be the guy that just, takes the team on his back tonight, or at least tries to here in this game. So I like Kyrie Irving over points, and I am going back to SGA over points tonight. And not just because he's good to pop for 30 any given night, but he also was snubbed for the NBA MVP trophy, which, of course, Nikola Jokic won for a second straight year. So I think for SGA, he's not that kind of a player in terms of his personality to feel like, oh, wow, I lost the MVP to hell with these guys, because he's really not a me person. We know that. He's a team guy. That's what makes him a great star. Cares about the team more than himself. But I still think he's going to want to show out tonight. The fact that he didn't get that MVP award for this season with how great he's been. So I do like SGA over points. I'd probably take a shot with Kyrie over points as well on the Dallas side.
I can understand both those guys having a great night tonight. Wham Bam. I think SGA is something to SGA not getting that MVP, being here at home, and Mavs looking wounded anyway. I think the Thunder are the right side in this game. Do you? Or are you looking maybe at the prop
We
market?
agree.
Yeah, I'm on the Thunder, buddy. First half -2.5. My official bet here, and we talked about it last game. Luka was shooting 13% coming into this series. What he shoot last game? 12% from 3. That leg doesn't look good. And I tried to go back to look at his history of injuries, and I tried to see if there's any parallels with any knee injuries. He doesn't have really any. They're all like kind of connect, of course, with the hip and the ankles and stuff, because he had bad ankles coming into the league and stuff like that. But I think they're unless it was something that I didn't see overseas that he had injuries with knees, I don't think that this should be as hurting to him. So I kind of hope that he bounced back that in that regard there, but nothing necessarily is going to keep them away from this revenge factor. I think you guys talked about it. The Hamilton kid not getting MVP, them having a better team, and the way the Nuggets probably are going to get swept out of this damn playoffs, bro. Man, whoo, I don't know if that looks too good, especially if this OKC team come out looking like they should, as Babano said, as that home court has always been cooking, especially in the first half this year. It started off rocky to start the season, but it did end up pretty good first half. Thunders, so it was a pretty good trend there. So I'm going to go back to that. I think the 2.5 is good money there. With that, I do agree with pretty much every prop that Babana was talking about. So I'm not going to really double back with anything of that, but I do think Chet Holmgren continues to go crazy on the defensive side of the ball. And then Aaron Wiggins, man, Aaron Wiggins, Lou Dort, all those guys are adding, contributing. Very much seems pretty much similar to what the Timberwolves are doing as far as having this approach of having all these collective guys produce at a high level as far as defense and offense throughout the game. That way, some of these stars can take days off, like Shea, like Ant Edwards. I think it's pretty much a parallel. They're going to be headed up here. So I think he's kind of capitalized today. So I'm on the first half. That's the only official play that I'm locked in with. But I agree with all the props that Babano talked about.
Somebody in the chat said, "Is it true that the Thunder have held everybody under 100?" That is true. Their defense has been immaculate, and role players not going to play as good on the road. You got a star player with a banged up knee. I mean, I can see the Thunder having another great defensive game tonight, but I also think the Mavs defense steps up a little bit too, because they're going to have to if they have any shot in this game.
Yeah. We are getting ahead of ourselves, you guys, with it, but I get why Stephen A and some of the talking heads are popping off already the last couple of days about just how awesome it would be and to see an Oklahoma City, Minnesota, Western Conference final because of the defense. Who's defending better than Minnesota? Oklahoma City right there. Those two teams, I mean, their defensive ability has been absolutely outstanding. So there's a reason why, let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. There's still a long series to go with Dallas for OKC. It is a defending champion, Denver. So, you don't totally say they've got zero chance. I don't think it's looking good for them. I don't think they're winning, but you don't say totally it's done. But you can get why people are getting excited, for a potential Thunder Timberwolves Western Conference final. And by the way, with SGA, people have talked about, there's Jamal McGlure and Rick Fox, and there's been some really good Canadian NBA players in the past. There's no doubt. And the guy that everyone looks at the top of the mountain is Steve Nash. Like right now, he is the greatest, at this point, Canadian NBA player of all time. And it's going to be difficult to knock him from that perch. But Jamal Murray's got a shot. And the more I watch Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's got a fucking shot to actually surpass Steve Nash. I mean it.
Shai is better than Steve Nash right now. Now we can't say he had a better career than him.
Right.
If he keeps on this trajectory, he will be. No, there's no question.
Even without the accolades, I would say, because even if he doesn't get the back-to-back, they could say this one is a snub for him. He could be like, talked about like back-to-back snub, snubs as far as MVP. So I think you're right. As far as skill level, it's hard to say skill level there, but I feel like impact, at least. Impact, to me, I think I will take Shai. So I agree.
Steve Nash. That motherfucker was pretty nice there for a minute, though.
Yeah,
remember, Steve Nash never won an NBA championship. So it's one of these deals where if SGA has an incredible career, even if he never wins a championship, he's still got that good.
I'm not gonna lie, they was garbage in the playoffs every year. Under D'Antoni and shit. Steve Nash, nice, but that
was a bad GM move by not keeping the boy that went to Atlanta. Was Joe Johnson. Not having Joe Johnson there, that kind of threw him off. Their offense kind of like had a little suffer there. It would have been super hard with Joe Johnson.
Yeah, but he was like a black hole, I think, he didn't want to pass the ball. He didn't want to pass the ball to Sean Marion or Amari. I mean, to me, it was Amari, man. It was just get the ball to Amari before the knees went out. Hey, that motherfucker was the best thing going.
The point is in the chat
to thank him for them 2 MVPs.
Yeah. The point is, if we get 5 to 10 more years of this from Shea Gilgeous-Alexander from SGA, he'll be past Steve Nash.
Yeah, my bad.
Shout out to PG-13, man. Shout out to Paul George.
Who?
All right, let's move to the next game. Cleveland and Boston. 13 is moving down to 13, even 12.5 now at some shops.
Good.
The total looks like 212.5. Jared Allen still game time decision, and Boston, we know they're without Porzingis, so I'm gonna go to Babano first here on this game. Cavaliers, they've been really struggling to score in general. They only got to 95 last game, but they were coming off a really tough 7-game series. Do you think they'll be a little bit better offensively tonight? And will they be good enough to stay within the 13-point margin?
This is, to me, I feel the safest bet here is just go with Celtics team total over again. I don't want to lay 13. I know that 13.5. I don't want to lay that kind of a number, especially in a game 2. And look, we did see Boston, after a very comfortable, easy game 1 against Miami. This was the spot where they fell flat. Game 2 against Miami, and they lost, and it was a split going back to Miami. I don't know if they'll make that mistake again. That's number 1. Then number 2, if Jared Allen doesn't go, that's huge. That would be a big blow to the Cavalier defense. So I feel the safe option, again, is running back what I had in game 1, which was Celtics team total over. And it's 113, I believe, right now, the team total for Boston here in game 2 tonight. 113 over. There's some books still have 113. Some have 113.5. But that's what I like. I'm going to just stick to it because I just don't know if there's a defensive answer for J.B. Bickerstaff against this Boston team right now, even without Porzingis. We saw what they were able to do in game 1, which is the versatility. And we did see, of course, issues that Cleveland had on the road in the first round defending Orlando. Let's not forget how this Cleveland defense got lit up by Orlando, especially in the games in Orlando in that series. So the road defense travels, not for Cleveland, not in these playoffs. Their road defense in particular has not been great. Again, the 120 that Boston put up in the first game, balanced attack, 5 double-digit scores, Tatum, Brown, of course, Wham Bam's buddy, Derek White, Caillou. He had 25 points. He had a great game. Peyton Pritchard, 16 off the bench as well for the Celtics. Like I said, it's just you've got to be able to take something away. Cleveland didn't take anything away from that game 1 performance. So I don't know if it changes a lot. I'm not sold on Boston having the hiccup in game 2 in this series that they did in the Miami series. That might have been, hey, wake up call. Don't let that happen again. Where Miami won outright as a big dog in game 2. So I'm not comfortable laying the 13, but I think they can get over the 113. That's the way I would play it. It's funny. I like the Celtics team total, Skee, but if I were to play the point spread, I'd take Cleveland. I'd take a small shot with Cleveland at this number, but I don't have it in me confidence-wise to do that. So I'm just going to run it back with what cashed for me in game 1. Boston over 113, team total.
Well, what you just explained to me is you like this game to go over 212. So that's kind of in agreement with how I'm thinking here. I mean, the Cavs shot 40-something threes last game. They only made 11. I think they can do a little bit better than that here tonight. And Celtics are going to put them up too. I think they shot 46 threes. I mean, Celtics are a good enough shooting team to hit enough of those to help us get over this 212 mark. So that's the direction I like this game. I'll go to Wham Bam next. Wham. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Do you go with Celtics first half, or how you think about this game?
Yeah, you already know, bro. I like how you try to predict what we're gonna say before we say it. It's kind of tight, real cerebral of you. I like that. We did that before, I believe, with Well Capper before a long time ago. But yeah, man, Derek White, Caillou did it up, man. I didn't think the 16.5 points was worthy yet last time, but obviously it surely was. He showed that right away, and Jaylen Brown showed up right away as well. Both of those guys showing that they have the mismatch, and it doesn't matter, Jason Tatum, if it's going to be them or not. And you did say something about Peyton Pritchard. I was in, So shout out to Peyton Pritchard. He did that too. But Drew Holiday, man, masterclass on defense, bro. Like man, I mean, fuck, bro. Man, they don't even got Porzingis out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? They don't even got Porzingis out there, and they still looking really good on the defensive side of the ball. I just feel like this team is not a good team as constructed compared to, there's not a good team to compete. And I think the Cleveland Cavaliers, they kind of know that they're in a fork in the road. I kind of expect Frank Vogel not to be the only coach to be fired. He just recently got fired. I think JB Bickerstaff is kind of willed out his welcome here in the Cleveland Cavaliers. He should be up out of here. Obviously, they're not going to have Donovan Mitchell as well. He did show up there, but this team, if it's not going to be Darius Garland showing you that he was what he was before Donovan Mitchell got here, if he's not going to be anywhere near the top assists, top points, or anything of that nature for this team, then you could just pretty much cancel their season there. I think that Darius Garland is going to continue to struggle because, like I mentioned, as far as Drew Holiday, he's going to continue to do it. And like you said, Skee, it's not broke, and I'm not about to try to fix it. So we're going to take the Celtics first half. I still think that Nasty Nate is live right here with his trifecta here. So keep it up, Nasty Nate. I think you got good money all the way through, probably, bro. You probably got good money all the way through because I expect it's pretty much to be in turmoil after offseason. I think this team is going to get blown up here. So yeah, give me the Celtics. I'm taking the Celtics in the first half, -8.
And that makes sense to me, David. All year long, playoffs, they've been doing it too. It's hard to see the Cavaliers keeping up. But Dutch, I have a very good feeling you will not be taking a +13 here.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Kenny Woo Woo Woo. I see you, my man, in the building. We got our guy Sam Comer. Nets Bets making an appearance. Good to see my man Justin. My man, I ain't got the email, man. Hit me with the money sign DB702 on Cash App. I got you. DB702 Cash App. I got you, bro. I got you. But yeah, as to this game, come on, man. We really got there's levels to this shit, god damn it. Hey, and the Leprechauns are leaps and bounds on another motherfucking level than the Cavaliers, especially when Cleveland's on the road. We talked about it, man. 89 points they average against Orlando on the road. The average loss, 22 points per game against Orlando motherfucking Magic. And now we got the Boston Celtics at home, already lost as a 14.5-point favorite in the playoffs to Miami. As we mentioned, the Cavaliers, they remember this. Wham Bam went a little more in detail, up 2-0 against the Cavaliers 2018, as this team was kind of getting structured around these big boys, JB and JT, of course. They remember this shit. They don't like these motherfuckers. And we seen it scoring 34 points. The Cavaliers actually had a pretty good first quarter against Boston in game one. Finished with 95 points. Finished with 95. Went back to reality real motherfucking quick. This defense is nice. I don't believe, if Allen's out there, I don't believe he'll be 100%. So it's really just perfect. They're not really going to miss KP in this matchup, especially if Jared Allen. If Jared Allen out there, I don't believe they'll be +17 in the rebounds. +17 in the rebounds with that starting lineup. Come on, man. That's effort. That's outworking them. Cavaliers are soft. They lose by 25 in game one, get 95. It's double digits. So don't overthink it. I didn't press the button on the first half on Tuesday. I did bet them full game, which was one of my fucking few winners I've had recently. But I'm on first half, full game. I think Boston blows these boys out the building. Maybe the first 7 minutes might be okay. After that, it's good fucking night for the Cavaliers. We'll see how they show up at home. D. Mitch has played it, but it's one-sided, man. It's him or nothing. This team shot the ball. Sam Merrill, Niang, these guys, Struz, Garland, shot the ball very well from three at times. Not so much in the playoffs. They're dead fucking last. And if these boys ain't hitting perimeter shots, they're going to continue to get blown out by 20 points.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they did get blown out. So I think we did a pretty good job on that game. Let's do a quick look ahead to tomorrow. I know Babano already he couldn't contain himself. He couldn't wait. He already got started on the Nuggets and T-Wolves. But quick reminder for anybody who's watching today, maybe how you're feeling about that game.
Yeah, I said it on the show on Tuesday. I'm not looking I can't take Denver right now. I can't. Even though they're desperate, backs against the wall, down 2-0. Going on the road against that team. Minnesota's been awesome on this home floor, not just in the playoffs, the regular season, how good Minnesota was at home as well. I got to see it before I believe it. That looked like a team imploding the other night in game two a little bit, and you don't expect that from a champion, but That's scary, and I don't want to step in front of this defense right now. They're just defending. They're locking things down. They're guarding everything. There's very little room for anything for Denver. Jokic inside. They're contesting on the perimeter. It's just been suffocating defense. And like I said, I know it's a must-have game and a must-win spot for the Denver Nuggets, but I ain't stepping in front of Minnesota. I don't know if I'll bet it. It doesn't feel like it's a buy low spot for Minnesota, but I ain't on Denver. It'd be Minnesota or pass. Probably be pass, but it would be Minnesota if I had to in that game. And then the other one tomorrow night, Indiana. I'm just going to go the team total for Indiana, over 115 team total. I think they get there. Not to mention, they've had no problem scoring in this series. Like, they scored in New York at Madison Square Garden. It's their defense that remains a concern. But I think back home, the shots will fall. They'll get over that 115. And also another thing to factor in, the Rick Carlisle explosion in that game last night against the officials. Ripping the officiating, ripping the calls that went against his Pacers team. You know what that normally does for a team when a coach goes over the top to rip on the officiating. He's looking for a few extra calls to go his way in Game 3, and I would expect that. I would expect a very Indiana-friendly whistle in Game 3 tomorrow night. So very straightforward. Indiana team total over. Hell, over is 2-0 in this series. I don't think the pace is going to slow down in Indiana. In fact, it might quicken because Indiana is going to be the team dictating, which means it's going to be played at a fast pace, played at their preferred tempo. So this series is 2-0 to the over. I wouldn't be shocked if it goes to 3-0 after Game 3.
I'll be quick because I'll just say I agree with what Roberto was saying there, and I'll add that I think this game, I feel like it's lower scoring. I mean, we've already seen the Nuggets. We saw both teams shoot 40% plus from three. Nuggets had like 20 free throws in that game. Nuggets didn't even touch 100. And that game, I think, landed right on 205. So we saw what it looks like when neither team shoots as good. In the last game, I think we'll get another low scoring affair tomorrow. So that's how I feel about it. Wham Bam, I'm going to ask you next. Can Hallie be Hallie? How you feeling about this game, first of all, and then Nuggets Wolves?
Yeah, that tweet that I read off there about underdog about the
McConnell.
Yeah, that was kind of appalling, and it shows as well because they look really good when he's on the floor, bro. They look really good, and when Hallie's there, it just doesn't look the same. And if Hallie's not Hallie, bro, and he's getting outworked by Josh Hart, I gotta think that even though OG is not there, man, I just think that I don't think it's that much of a spread difference, bro. I can't, like you said, bro. I just can't get myself to think that the Pacers could do it. But you are right too when you think of when they at this number, and I feel the same way during the regular season. They've been covering. They have been covering. I'm remembering not taking them and and betting on the other side of that and getting burnt. So I have been getting burnt by betting against the Pacers in these spots here. So I do remember that vividly. I'm not sure what the number is, but I do remember that vividly. So you're not wrong on that. As far as the other game, I don't really have nothing for the Pacers again. So as far as the other game, I mean, come on, bro. Like, man, I said that shit. I said it already. As far as like, I think that Denver's pretty much got to get checked out here. We see that there's a questionable tag here with Jamal Murray. Obviously, he doesn't seem like he's helping this team at all. And I don't think he's gonna help this team at all. You know what I mean? So I got to continue to go with the Timberwolves, even though they were underdogs both of those games and won. I think the fact that they're getting Rudy Gobert back, now that he has the Defensive Player of the Year, similar to what you said with Shea tonight, I think that the team kind of rallies with him with that. Now that he come back there, so I can only think that they cover and win that game. Nothing official there, but that's the only way I'm betting if I'm going to bet that game. I just can't think the Nuggets talking all that crap last year, man, probably coming to back them up there. So it got to be the Timberwolves there. And I think I agree with the mainstream media with the young two teams, Timberwolves, OKC collision here. So I got to go Timberwolves.
Dutchy. Muted.
My fault. Yeah, man, I can't lie. These two games, aren't really two of my favorites. I agree with the over. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't hit the over. We, 218.5 last night in New York. It gets there. Now, I think Indiana has to move the ball. This team for New York is so goddamn top heavy. They got to tire out. And we've seen Indiana at their best when they were, throwing up damn near 140 a game at a time this season. So, Hallie had a decent game last game. I would look for that to continue. I'm not laying 7 though, but I'll probably get to the window with the over, nothing major. I'm not betting Minnesota, man. I'm not betting Minnesota. It's like everyone just rid away the chance. Like they done. I'm not gonna go to the window. I'm not gonna be on the Nuggets though. I'm just gonna watch that basketball game, to be quite honest with you, and that's okay. You can do that at times. I'm just gonna learn. I'm gonna learn from that game because I was shocked that they lost game 2. I'm still shocked that they lost game 2 in that fashion, and I'm shocked that Rudy Gobert's ass took the game off, took game 2 motherfucking off for the child. If we ain't in this watered down motherfucker, I'm not gonna get on it because I'll be here all goddamn day and we got shit to do. So I couldn't believe it. And then the fact that I gave away a significant amount of money on it on the wrong side was just even more fucking just a smack in the face. So took it on the chin. And is it that they're that confident against this team? They don't even need the defensive player of the year, their big man, the center. They just say put Niles Reed in there and we'll still smack these motherfuckers around. Is it just that easy? God damn. Lose some respect for Rudy Gobert. If I didn't even have any already, I lost even a little bit more for this motherfucker not suiting up for game 2. God damn. And Denver's got to be somewhat you're going to get the best game out of Denver Nuggets right here. This will be the best game Denver Nuggets play in the playoffs. Is it good enough to beat Minnesota at home? I don't know. This team Minnesota is pretty fucking impressive, what we've seen through 6 games. So not going to stand in their way, but I will not go to the window with Minnesota. I think Denver's live in game 3. If they lose game 3, our boy Wham Bam's right. It's cleanup time. It's Cancun. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. That's about what it is. So I'm hoping for a good basketball game because I want this to be a series, God damn it. If this is a sweep, we're gonna have many nights upcoming with no basketball, so we need Denver to show the fuck up.
Yeah, I would like more basketball. More basketball is always good, but we'll see how that one shakes out. That was quick and easy, like we thought. So we'll move it on over to best bets, and per usual, I'm gonna slide it over to my guy Wham Bam first. Let the people know what you think is the best way to get paid.
Well,
we've got to have money.
That we do. And the best way to get paid is the play we've been always getting paid with. It's not broke, you guys. I'm not trying to fix it. I'm going to go straight to the well. Boston Celtics, bleeding green, all in Celtics. First half, minus 7.5, juice minus 120, whatever you got there, minus 8. I'll take the minus 8 official bet there. Minus 8 Celtics. First half up by Dub.
Hey, I heard it right out of his mouth, man. Wham bleeds green. He said he bleeds green. So from his mouth. Babano.
That's a Laker.
Yeah, he cutting up. Babano, I'm gonna ask you. I think yours is. I think you liking the totals more than any. Actually, no, you're going with a prop today. You're definitely going with a prop. What's the best way to get paid, Babano?
You know what? I'm actually going with one of the totals. I'm going with the Boston Celtics team total over again. 113 minus 120. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think it's one of those games where Boston covers. They're going to hit 114 minimum. I don't know if Cleveland's got an answer defensively. I think Cleveland offensively can maybe stay inside that big number, believe it or not. But I do think the safer play here is Boston to get into the 114 plus range, just like they did in game 1. Not have to worry about whether they cover the 13.5. So Celtics over 113 team total, my best bet.
Good stuff. And I know I talked about it, earlier already, but and I hate to not give anything else, but I got to go with Celtics and Cleveland over. Best number you get right now is 212.5. I got 212, but we all need 213 to win. It's just like Ian said, Celtics can name their number here, especially with no Allen down there and the Cavs. I just think they should have to shoot better. And they had like a scoring drought and it still got to 95. So I think they'll get to 100 in this game. I like over 212.5. That's my best bet for the show. And last but not least, Dutch, let the people know what the freshest look of the day is and take us home.
Yeah, man. It's definitely going down in B-Town because that's where I'm at too. Leprechauns, minus 13. It's good money. Believe it. Shout out to all the real ones holding us down in the chat. Cheshire Cat, Lucky Power. I see you, my dude. AOD. Y'all be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah.